Attention, you are now listening to the Extra Medium Show with your hosts, Alex and Corey.
Ooh. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Extra Medium Show. I am Corey.
I am Alex.
And across the room, as usual,
Shaman.
And this is a special episode of the Extra Medium Show.
Mm-hmm.
We have a guest interview coming up.
A little treat here later in the episode.
To go with our theme for the week, which is mystery thrillers.
Mm-hmm. Which, pretty broad. Yeah, but
it's pretty broad. We kind of narrowed it down. I'm sure some would classify some as others and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
you'll hear why we chose it.
Why we chose the guest that we picked. It kind of fits in with our topic this week.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So when you're thinking of like thrillers, whodunits, what's the first one that comes to mind?
That's what I like to call them.
Whodunits?
Whodunits.
Well, I realized that's spelled a certain way too.
Really?
It's not who done it. It's whodunit. It's one word.
It's one word.
Yeah. One word.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's official or not, but that's what it is.
Webster said so?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, but anyway, I like to call them whodunits. And when I think whodunit, I think Scream.
Never seen it.
What?
Yep.
Any of them?
Nope.
Really?
Why are you on the show?
I know. I have a specific genre list of genres I watch, and that is not in it.
Nah, I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but, you know, I watched it when I was younger.
I heard it's fantastic.
And for what it means in pop culture,
exactly.
You should have seen it.
I know. Hey.
Wow.
Hey, it's not like I'm on a movie podcast or anything like that.
It's unbelievable.
I got you. I hear you.
Irresponsible.
What am I going to do?
You're one of the few people I know that's never seen it.
Hmm?
Yeah. At least the first one.
The first one is a staple, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Courtney Cox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is Shaggy in that? Or is he in other ones?
He's in
it.
Yeah.
Isn't?
He's one of the...
I thought you meant the rapper Shaggy.
No. What's his name? Matt Lillard?
Yeah.
Okay. Got to give him respect.
Yeah. He's in it. He's young in it. Everybody's young in it, pretty much.
Yeah. Is that pre-Friends?
It's like the same time.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure. But yeah, it's a like there's a killer on the loose, and
is there a reason for the killings?
I mean, is there a reason for any killing, Alex?
No. Yeah.
But they give kind of a reason at the end. But I'm not going to spoil it because you haven't seen it and you need to watch it.
Okay.
But
Friends was actually aired before Scream came out by 2 years.
Yeah, but Friends
was in the middle of making
Friends.
Friends was, okay.
But yeah, the whole movie, you don't know who the killer is. And then they lead you different directions.
Do you find out who it is at the end?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So how do the sequels work?
Well, you got to watch them.
All right, you're right.
But it's similar.
Okay.
The sequels aren't as good because of...
Is Scream a thrash? Like a slasher?
Slasher?
Yeah.
Slasher.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's honestly because, like... And then, like, Not Another Teen Movie came out or something, made fun of it.
I know Scary Movie did.
Scary Movie did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like...
I've seen that.
It became such a joke that, like, when you go back and watch it, it's a lot more gruesome than I remembered it. Like...
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it became such, like, a pop culture joke.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Yeah, that when I went back and, like, you go back and watch Scream, you're like, oh, yeah, they're, like, slashing people.
Is it like a I Know What You Did Last Summer type movie?
It's another good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all, I mean, kind of. It came out, it's the same 90s.
I've never seen that one either. I don't watch scary shit. I don't like to be scared.
What do we... All right, this is the Corey and Shaman show. You've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Would you consider it close to...
Yeah, same feel, almost. The suspense in it.
Yeah, but the difference is, like, Scream... Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, you don't necessarily... You know who the guy is.
Yeah, because obviously they ran him over.
But you don't know who he is necessarily. But in Scream, like, you know the characters, and you know that it's probably one of the characters that you know.
Yeah, it's somebody on screen.
That's like a playing
and
like
your
a double
opinion on who the
persona.
Killer is changes throughout the movie?
Yeah.
So that's...
First you think it's somebody, and then they die, and then
they're
like, oh, shit, somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a lot like Clue.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I played the board game.
I like
Great game.
I mean, how many endings does it have? 3 or 4 different endings?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the movie itself, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it goes, and every ending is a different killer. And I think it's set. Who's the final? I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. Don't even need to look.
Yeah,
it
you
up.
don't need to spoil it, but
No, but yeah, it's basically the board game. Someone brings people to a
so like a
mansion,
dinner party.
a dinner party, and someone ends up dead. And
we need to do that, by the way. Extra medium.
Who's dying?
Dinner. No, they do the. I mean, we can take it that far, but the murder mystery dinner.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. We can do that. We can do escape room. We'll have a whole.
Will your name be Deb Utaunt?
Ha! I get it.
No, like Clue is really good. I like the aesthetic of Clue. Clue honestly is kind of Rocky Horror Picture Showy.
Yeah, I get into that.
I could see that they could be cousins, you know. But then you have like Knives Out, which is a newer movie. Same premise. Someone dies while everyone's in a house for a funeral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the killer's obviously one of them, and they have to try. A famous detective comes in and tries to solve it, and most of the movie you think it's someone else, and turns out it's.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of the movies in this category.
Yeah.
You always pick somebody who you think is going to be the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's not that person because
you find out the evidence when the detective finds the evidence or whatever. Yeah.
Well,
I like those movies because
you're smart. I usually figure it out before that.
Do you ever? I used to have a teacher in high school. They had the 2-minute mysteries. You know what that is? They're these books, and they're literally 2-minute mysteries you read, and you have to figure out like who stole the jewels or who killed the person or how did I saw a riddle before, like how did the fish end up on the ground? And it was cool because you have to use a brain or a side of the brain you hardly ever have to really use, you know. And that she would just, when we would have downtime, she would read them for us and we'd try to figure them out. It was cool. A really thick book.
Have you ever seen the movie The Lady Killers?
The Lady Killers.
It's Tom Hanks.
Okay.
I believe. And it's like a bunch of guys. It's a Coen Brothers movie.
Oh.
But it's a bunch of guys. Yeah. There's an old woman. This guy's he's a musician, and he's trying to rent a room from this old lady or for something. And the rest of the musicians are all thieves. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to rob this casino or something, and they bring the money back. And they're all trying to hide it from this woman. And slowly one person gets knocked off after another kind of thing. And you don't know who it is, but like they're all operating in this old woman's house. And she's oblivious. And it's called The Lady Killers, so that's all I'm gonna give you. But it's a good movie.
Sounds interesting.
Tom Hanks, can't go wrong.
Now, when you have thrillers, do you like a whodunit style thriller where you don't know who's doing the
when you don't know who done it?
Do you prefer them to be more slasher related, like Scream, or do you like the more detective-y side of it, I really like the noir type films, like like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I love the aesthetic.
Yes,
yeah,
like 1930s gritty, or 40s gritty, just private eye kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like the detective aspect of those. Obviously, you have to talk about Sherlock Holmes when you're talking about a detective. So
yeah.
See, I don't mind the slasherness as long as I can respect the storyline and get to how they get to where they're at.
Exactly.
Like there's a reason they're killing people, you mean?
Not even that, but just like most of the detective versions show you how they get from one person or one suspect to the next person. I don't like if the slasher film is done right, it'll kind of do that as well without being a quote-unquote detective a detective movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where Scream does do that pretty well. She follows,
because there's a reporter that's following that kind of thing. And she kind of summarizes and presents the evidence as it is, as the public sees it in the movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this. What's better? Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Space Jam?
A better movie?
Mm-hmm.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing?
Who Framed Roger
Rabbit?
Yeah. I agree.
That's a better movie.
Yeah, I think it doesn't get the credit it should.
Yeah.
It was one of the movies I watched when I was a kid all the time.
Yeah.
I really like the bullets when he had the cartoon gun, and they're like,
It's all cool.
like
'Cause it's like-
cowboys.
Yeah. The LA, it's like that noir,
I love it.
but it's like cartoony at the same time. And like, yeah, I'm into that.
It's like when you think of that, you think of a dimly lit office with one hanging light,
Yeah.
smoke coming up from
The
a
detective
desk,
just smoking
blinds.
cigarette.
The windows have to have blinds.
The detective doesn't even put the cigarette out. He just
Yeah.
lights his other cigarette with his other
Yeah.
cigarette. Just one
Yeah.
cigarette. Yeah.
Fedora is worn.
Oh, yeah.
Bottle of scotch in the drawer.
Yeah.
And like one of those 38 revolvers sitting on the table.
Mhm.
There it is. We just made Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. I wasn't always this way. The streets get to a man. Some commentary like that over top. Got it.
It's like 98 degrees in the room. In that
In
scene.
his room.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in this room right now.
And he just woke up from falling asleep on his desk.
He sleeps at the office.
His wife left him.
Yeah. He's married to it. He's married to the badge. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Shaman.
No, I was just gonna keep talking about whodunit movies.
Go ahead.
My favorite, Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
I like
Love
that
it.
one.
Yeah,
The new one or the older one?
I've seen both. Since I'm younger, I do like the newer one.
Yeah.
But the older one's got its charm. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. Yes,
You-
I have.
The new one or the old one?
The new one.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is like the top billed actor, and he's barely in it.
Yeah, he comes in like super late as a detective, right?
Mhm.
Who was the guy who got killed?
No. Yeah. No, Johnny Depp's guy gets killed because isn't he like a criminal of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody on the train has a connection to him as
Yeah.
some way.
Which that also has one of those famous detectives, world renowned
Yeah.
detective on the train,
Mhm.
and he was like brought there for some reason. So it's almost like they wanted to get caught.
Yeah, that's why it's so awesome because he's
Mhm.
not even supposed to be. He didn't go there to investigate.
Do you want to spoil the ending for the audience, or
I don't think
It's a
so.
pretty new movie. I think I do recommend watching it.
Yeah,
It's a great
I think
movie.
it came out in like 2017, 2016,
Yeah.
something like that.
Not too long ago.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Basically, the whole movie's on a train too, so it's one of those where you don't have a whole lot of variety. It's more about the dialogue.
they can't escape.
Yeah.
Because don't they
Yeah.
get stuck in a snowstorm or something like that on the
Mhm.
tracks?
That's at the end when they have to clear the tracks because there's like an avalanche or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I
good movie.
Yeah, it's old school, but it's obviously new.
So
Yeah.
you tend to lean more towards the detective
I
side,
do.
right?
I like that a lot.
Because you've seen those movies. So like, you haven't seen Zodiac.
I haven't seen the movie. I know like what I know about the
Have you
Zodiac
seen
killer.
movie Zodiac?
I believe so. Yeah.
I actually like that because it gives a lot of backstory to the newspaper that received the Zodiac papers.
Well, I've
Mhm.
watched documentaries about the Zodiac. too,
They never
so-
found him, right?
They have a educated guess of who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually explain that in the movie as who is thought to be him, but they can't prove it.
That's a little different too because it's a true story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's not
So
100%.
it's a little different. You could say the best whodunit is Scooby Doo
I would say.
because
Yeah.
it's every time it's a new
Every
it's a
episode,
new one.
Mhm.
and that's like
different
the
person.
episode. That's what it is.
You know,
about every
Scooby Doo is the
single-
longest running cartoon ever.
more than the Simpsons.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a-
Scooby Doo was made in like 67 or 68.
Yeah, they're making new episodes.
Yeah.
but they're different though.
Well, it's
yeah,
not.
but it's the same
But it's
show.
not. But it's not the same characters. They're not the same show. That's probably not factual.
No. Even if it's the same studio and everything putting out the show, just a different.
It's a different name.
No, it's not.
It's Scooby
not
Doo
just Scooby-Doo.
colon.
That's different though.
If that colon's there,
No. I disagree. I that's invalid. The Simpsons has been The Simpsons. That's it.
I don't know.
You can't have Scooby Doo the younger years.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo meet Scrappy Doo.
So Saved by the Bell and
space.
Saved by the Bell College, different shows?
Yeah.
They're different shows?
They're different shows.
I don't know.
They're different shows. If it was the same show, it'd just be called Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, but it lets you know what season it is.
No, that's not. I don't. You're entitled to your opinion, sir.
Okay, is Doctor Who one show?
I'm not familiar enough with the Doctor Who seasons to make a judgment on that.
I mean, it's been airing since like the 50s.
But they're
same studio, same name.
It's just called Doctor Who.
Doctor Who throughout time.
Well, if you have an opinion out there, let us know, because I think it's simple. And with that being said, we are going to go straight to the phone line. We have a special guest to the Extra Medium show. He's an actor, writer, director. You may have seen him in The Stalker, Point Man, and CBS's Hidden Heroes. Welcome to the show, Jimmy Ace Lewis.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
actually
exciting.
not a director, but maybe someday.
Oh, awesome. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So, we came across the movie The Stalker. The Extra Medium show, what we do is just break down movies, different categories each week. So, like this week is mystery thrillers. So, we try and come up with movies maybe people haven't heard of, expose them to different films, and we came across this movie. And just thought we'd reach out. So, we appreciate having you on.
Yeah, man, anytime.
So, the first thing that caught me about this, the score jumped out to me. Like, the music kind of brought me up and down with the movie. Kind of got me excited at the right time. Who was in charge of that?
That is a gentleman named John Giorgio. My mother and I really made this film and co-wrote it and everything. And so John was someone who I knew from, he's actually also an actor. And I knew him from several auditions and things like that. And so we had mutual friends. And so we reached out to John and asked if he'd be interested in being a part of the film. And so he directed the film, he shot it, and he edited it and composed the film. And I really do like his compositions. I think he's a very talented man.
Heck yeah. What that kind of had me thinking about, like when you're making a movie, a lot of times people don't think about what's going on before you actually start filming the movie.
Yeah.
So like between like location scouting and even casting for the actors, what is your least favorite thing to do? You know, like what do you dread having to do? You know, out of all that.
That's a good question. I mean, to be honest, anything that's not acting.
Yeah?
I'm really only interested in acting, but I do these things to help my mom because my mom had this film and she wanted to get it made. And I said, well, I'll pull together the resources I have. We'll get our friends. I'll make props. Actually, I don't mind doing stunt stuff and making props. It's just I'm not passionate about it like I am with acting.
Right. But, it's just like kind of like a job to you.
Yeah, I would say the least favorite thing though is probably casting, only because there's so many talented people that audition. You can't like hire them all.
Right.
And so I've been on the other end of that so many times that it's tough. On the other end, it also was great casting because then you get to find people or work with some amazing people that you might not even think about. So
Right.
It is an interesting process though.
It's awesome. I saw the movie actually won an award, right? Best feature thriller.
It won an award at that festival, and it was nominated for several other awards. And it also won an award that we're working on getting placed on IMDb at a festival called Broad Street Film Festival. And it won an award there, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the other film festival was, but I think it was in another country, and we won the award you mentioned.
Oh yeah.
So we got a couple of them, so I'm happy to hear that. It's always happy to win an award and whatnot.
With all the festivals and stuff, do you guys actually send those in yourself, or how does that whole process work? Where how do you get entered into a festival?
Well, a lot of times you do enter yourself in. The one from the other country, they invited us to be a part of it.
Heck yeah.
And they sought us out, and they liked the film, and they wanted us to be placed in it, and so we did. And And that's how that happened. But I suppose it's different depending on who you ask, because some people they solely just submit, and some people might have festivals come to them. For the most part, the festivals though.
Okay,
awesome. So when we looked up the actual the cast list and the actual movie description of excuse me, the Stalker, it comes up as like a 1980s inspired slasher film. We kind of got like Cape Fear vibes kind of from it, like that kind of feeling. Was there a specific direction you were going with, or just 80s thriller overall?
Well, it was, we wanted to make a fun movie that you could just kind of sit back, have fun watching, and I suppose the 80s stuff came a lot from my mom. My mom grew up with a lot of the 80s films.
Okay.
She introduced me to not really even horror ones, but a lot of the 80s films like The Goonies, Back to the Future, Tron, all the good classics. So
sure.
my mom was definitely a child of the 80s, and she took inspiration from that. And I took inspiration from movies like Disturbia or TV shows like Riverdale, things that have like thriller aspects. And she also got a lot of Hitchcock inspiration. She grew up on a lot of Alfred Hitchcock movies.
That's awesome.
So that played into it too. And I have seen Cape Fear. Funny enough, I actually did I did a bit role on a show called Under the Dome, and we shot where they shot Cape Fear. I also had another bit part on The Longest Ride, both shot in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is where they shot Cape Fear. So funny you bring up Cape Fear.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle, my man.
Now you personally, you've been acting basically your whole life, right?
Basically, yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah. What I was thinking, because I think I kind of lean more towards like pre-production kind of stuff. But when you get a script for a part, how do you go about learning your lines? Basically, like, do you like to read the whole thing and just try to go, like, know the whole story, or do you go scene by scene?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I usually do is I'll get a script and I'll read the whole thing, because I really want to know what my characters. I don't have any kind of acting method or anything I use. I just do it. I try to be as natural about it as possible. Like, okay, if this were a real situation, how would I do this?
Right.
So I read the whole story and get a feel for what the narrative is. Is this kind of leaning towards a comedy? Is it a sci-fi? Is it this? Is it that? So then I can really get a feel as to what direction they want to go with it. And then also, how does my character fit into this puzzle?
Right.
Should I be the comedy guy? Should I try and be serious about my my situation? And you can always ask questions to the director, to the writer, and see what they were going for and what they want you to do. But as far as learning the lines go, I'll practice them. Sometimes I'll have a friend, a family member, or whomever. I'll just go over the lines and be like, all right, so just help me out real quick, and then we'll go over the lines. And then what I'll actually do is I'll make like study cards. So I'll have the previous line from the other person on one side. I can flip it over and have my line on the next side. So it's like I'm studying for a test or something. Another really good method for learning lines that I've picked up is you try to practice right before you go to bed, because while you're asleep in your head, it plays over and over and over again.
Oh. And
it does help, actually. I've done that several times, and it does help. But I just think that preparation is key. Practice. You don't want to show up on set not even having looked at the script or whatever. Like, I got a buddy, he will not be named, but he only reads like his scene in the movie.
Yeah.
And to each their own. But I personally can't do that, because what if something really bad just happened to that character I'm talking to? What if their father just died? What if whatever? So you really want to know what's going on in the story, just so you can be sort of respectful to the whole thing as a whole, and know why you're there and what you're saying is for whatever reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that you kind of answered it already too, but a little follow up to that is, when you have a character that you're playing, do you like to fully immerse yourself, or do you prefer to fully immerse yourself into that character's life, or do you like to put your own kind of blended in with your actual life? Because you have some other actors, some you hear about how crazy they get preparing for a role, and then
Yeah.
some they could be the same character in every movie.
The obvious Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm doing. I don't know if I mentioned. I'm doing a couple of like Power Ranger fan series, and both live action and audio.
Awesome.
And so to prepare, I run around all day in the spandex. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really do any sort of method, any approach or anything. That's just not really what I do. What I do is my research on whatever I can find on the piece. Like, for example, with the Power Rangers, I never knew anything about Power Rangers, and so when I had booked it, I quickly went through and watched like everything I could. Power Rangers. Not only that, but also the Japanese show of which Power Rangers is based on, so I could get a feel for all the movements. And I do Taekwondo, so it was not a hard fit. It's just Taekwondo in real life and Power Ranger martial arts are two very different things.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be doing these poses and movements and stuff in real life, because you want that flair and that extra spice. So to make a long story short, I prepare when there's something for me to prepare on.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing a character that's of any kind of historical significance or something, I might, or a real life person, I'll do all my research I can. I'll watch interviews. I'll do this. I'll do that. So I don't really method it. I just try to really get a feel for portraying it accurately and how stuff. I guess you could say you don't want to disappoint anyone with expectations.
Yeah, I think there's a thin line between sometimes doing too much and that perfect medium. So that's probably what I would probably do.
Yeah. And there's no wrong way to approach it.
Right.
There's some fantastic actors and they method it and they're fantastic at what they do. But for me, I just wouldn't get any different results.
Yeah, I see that.
At the end of the day, what I get is what I get.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I'm a huge Power Ranger. I grew up on Power Rangers, by the way, so I'll definitely be looking out for that. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got custom measured for suits, so they're based on the original Mighty Morphin suit.
Awesome.
And it's like a 25 years later thing, and I'm sort of the next generation Black Ranger, and it's cool, man. It's fun. And then after that, I booked a Power Rangers audio drama, which is a retelling of the original Power Rangers storyline, and I play Rocky in that.
That is cool.
And that is already on podcasts and YouTube and everywhere, so that's already out there. But the live action one I did, that will be coming out very, very soon. But that was a good question, though.
Awesome. Yeah, so I actually watched Point Man the other night too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it was it controversial at all? I've never seen a storyline like that before. It kind of took me by surprise. I wasn't really ready for it.
Well, Point Man was a very fun experience. At the end of the day, I think on the cutting room floor, I'm only left with a few lines in the movie, but it's still the same for me.
Yeah.
I think there was some controversy with it, because I don't think a movie like that with that particular subject had ever been done before.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
It's the first narrative, from what I'm told, if I'm quoting this right, it's the first narrative shot there about the Vietnam War in like over 25 years. So it's actually shot in Cambodia.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
I wasn't there for that part. I did all my stuff in Florida. Everyone's like, "Oh man, how was Cambodia?" I don't know. I heard it was hot. I heard when the guys stepped out of they'd take a shower, they'd step out 3 feet, and then they'd be drenched in sweat. I mean, it was an experience. Even shooting in Florida, I mean, there's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of heat.
Yeah.
The military gear was heavy. I got into a habit of whenever I wasn't filming, I just latch it onto a tree and just kind of hang out and watch the scenes. But it was a fun experience, but it was a challenge in a way.
Yeah. I really liked the how it was different. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, when you're doing an independent film, you don't have $500 million to spend. You got to really do what you can. A lot of us pitched the tents, and some of us. I think one of the guys that plays the main racist guy in the movie. I think he did a lot of production stuff. Like I think he even painted some signs for like some of the villages. It might have been a cutout scene, but he did a lot of all of us kind of helped out and pitched in whenever we could. It was a very small crew when I was there.
Well, I think that makes the movie even more special because you're all involved in almost every part.
Yeah, and to me, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
No, please go.
To me, it wasn't even about like a special effects action movie. It was the storyline that kept me engaged, and that's what makes a great film. To me, at least. I don't need the big budget explosions.
I think sometimes, and I can't speak for I'm not speaking about any project in particular, but sometimes when they market these, they mismarket them and they market them more as an action film or something when it's really more of a drama.
Yeah.
But that's not about anything necessarily in particular, but sometimes things are mismarketed, I think.
Right, yeah, I found myself emotionally invested in the characters at different points, so it was...
All right, now let me ask you another career question.
Okay, sure.
Give me a type of role where if you were offered, it's an automatic yes, whether it be like, not like a typecast character, but some people like to play gangsters in movies. What is a role that if they offered it to you, you say sure right away?
Anything in the science fiction, superhero, and or fantasy genre.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's superhero, with powers, but anything in that genre, I would love. I would love to play a character like Nightwing or anything like that would be cool. I just think that I like having fun at the end of the day and doing fun movies. To me, science fiction, superhero, and fantasy stuff is just. It's what I grew up on. It's what I still love.
Yeah,
it's just been the most fun for me.
Yeah, you can just go completely do crazy things in a sci-fi movie, and it's fine because you don't, you can basically do whatever you want, which is fun.
Yeah. Well, I think there's just so much that you would never get to experience.
Yeah.
If I do a drama film, well, everybody's seen some drama in their life.
Yeah.
But how often do you get to say you were on a spaceship or, you have like super strength or something cool like that? So, I just jump at the chance to do anything like that. It's just fun.
Awesome. So we did a little research, and we saw that you were in a Super Bowl commercial at some point in your life as a child.
Was fun.
What commercial was that?
This was a regional commercial, so it was played in the Southeast. It was for a law firm, and basically in the commercial, I think about half of it was cut for time because they played on the Super Bowl. I want to say 2014, 2015. I don't know. But long story short, it was really challenging. Not challenging. What am I saying? It was fun because basically the pay was pretty good, and all I had to do was I had to say some lines, and then I got to tackle this kid that was like half my height, so that was kind of fun.
Awesome.
But it was fun. It was the fun day's work, and I don't know, man. Commercials can be fun if you're doing them right. It was a fun shoot.
For sure. Did you get your whole family together and everybody waited for it during the Super Bowl and had a big party and stuff?
I didn't really have a party, but I was excited to see it, It was just fun.
Awesome.
Now, so you're a big sci-fi guy. If you had, I'm going to ask you the cheesiest question you'll be asked. You're stuck on a deserted island, and you have 5 movies to watch with you until you get rescued. What are they?
Are these only sci-fi movies?
No, they could be any movie, and I will allow a series up until 3 movies.
Trilogies, you mean?
A trilogy, yes.
Okay, so trilogies are okay.
And that only counts as 1.
Okay, completely judgment-free. All right.
Always.
3 movies, so I could say Back to the Future, and that would be 1, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so Back to the Future, Star Wars 1 through 3, Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man trilogy, what is that, I think 4?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of another one. I would let the other one be sort of a mystery title. I got to have a little surprise in
That's
there.
Fair.
A little razzle-dazzle.
That's smart, too, going with the trilogies, too.
Yeah.
Maximize your viewing.
Well, there you go. Especially if it's the extended edition of Lord of the Rings.
100% agree. There you go.
Our other guy, Shaman's a huge Lord of the Rings fan. He was over there clapping.
We're waiting to do our Lord of the Rings episode because Corey and I are not prepared for that. But we're getting there.
Yeah, we're not going to keep you too long, but just real quick.
As long as you need me.
Okay. So for people who maybe want to get into acting and don't know how, what advice would you have for somebody who wants to get their foot in the door, a young actor out there who might be listening?
Yeah, I would say it's easier now than ever because you can create your own content. You can throw it on YouTube. You can put it on Vimeo. You could put it anywhere you want to. It's very, very. I mean, everybody has a smartphone, an iPad, something that they can record on. They can get their buddies together. I would say do that. I would say make YouTube videos. I would say, find independent films to work on, find short films to work on, find whatever you can to build up your resume. And then when you have some tape, you take that tape, which is just a demo reel of clips of you acting, and you edit it all into one video that's a couple minutes long. And you take that and you send it out to agents because these agents can get you auditions for things that you could not have access to on your own. And still look for independent films to work on because they're great things and can't rely on your agent to get you every gig in the industry. And then you just keep auditioning and you keep working and you keep doing whatever you can to improve on yourself and improve your work and just keep working.
Yeah, just put yourself out there. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
You never know who's going to see you.
Yeah.
You really don't.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you kind of develop a you can really network with a lot of people, you know. You have friends that do this and a friend that does that, and one thing can lead to another, and it just it's good to have friends. It's good to make friends in this industry.
For sure. Well, we're not going to keep you any longer, man. It's been a pleasure having you on. We really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, it's been great.
Is there anything you got coming up you want to talk about? Let the people know what they should be checking out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Stalker 1 is done, and it's on Tubi, it's on Amazon, it's on IMDb TV, and it's on Roku channel. Check that out. There's an after-credit scene, and there's also a sequel that we're filming next month.
Very cool.
And Jason Fawn of Power Rangers Time Force is playing a really good role in the movie. And, the cast is coming back, and we're going to finish the story. It's always meant to be a two-parter from the very beginning. COVID always sets things back sometimes, but it was always meant to be a two-parter. And it'll be the conclusion of that story. And what was it? I'm always working on something. Tomorrow I have a independent film I'm working on. And yesterday I was doing an episode of a sci-fi series, an indie sci-fi series. It's kind of a comedy parody of Star Trek.
Okay.
But using original characters and stuff so they can really, do whatever they want with it. And it's fun. It was really fun to be on that set. I'm also doing, like I mentioned earlier, Power Rangers, the audio drama. It's on every podcast site. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on YouTube. Literally, it's just called Power Rangers, the audio drama. We're on our second season right now. I joined the cast on season 2. I was a fan of it. And it's really, I will quite honestly say it's probably the best written thing that ever has had the Power Rangers name attached to it.
Wow.
It's just that good. I would definitely check that out when you get a chance.
For sure.
And of course, there is the live action Power Rangers fan series I'm doing. It's called Power Rangers Legacy. It's very good. It's very fun. We're all in really, really, really accurate, high quality costumes that they let us keep, which is really cool.
Very cool.
So I just have that in my room, the helmet and the suit. So be on the lookout. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just Jimmy Ace Actor 17.
Okay.
Pretty easy to find. If anyone ever on there wants to chat with me or say hi, I'm open to that. And you can always follow me and see what I have going on next because I'm always working on something. But I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you.
You ever want to, man, you ever want to talk again? You ever want to have me on? I'm always down.
Awesome.
If I'm available. But thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Officially, friend of the show, Jimmy Ace Lewis, everybody.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your weakness.
All right.
You
see
too.
you.
Take care. Bye.
That was really good.
That was good.
I felt really good.
I feel good about the whole experience.
Great guy.
I'm excited to watch the stuff coming out too.
Yeah.
Huge Power Rangers fan.
Everything he mentioned is going to be tagged into the podcast description. So if you guys do want to check it out, I'm going to try my hardest to make it as easy as possible to find everything.
Right. I mean, with Google nowadays,
yeah,
you should be able to find it. But
yeah, look into it. Great stuff. You know.
And man, I was a Power Rangers fan all the way. That they brought the Green Ranger. They brought the White Ranger.
Yeah. The White Ranger I always thought was probably
Tommy.
Pretty cool.
Is that who?
Yeah, that was Tommy.
Well, one of them switched. Like the Green Ranger switched to the White Ranger.
Yeah, Tommy.
And then the Green Ranger came back to somebody else. It was a whole thing.
Who was the bad guy in?
Originally, the green guy was a bad guy that got brainwashed to believe that the Power Rangers were bad. But then he realized that the Power Rangers were good, so he switched sides to the Power Rangers. And then the green guy ended up going into the white guy, turning into the white guy for their leader, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's at least the Mighty Morphin
What's
version.
that purple stuff called?
Ooze.
Yeah,
that was the pinnacle of Power Rangers for me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you all...
It was... I'm sorry, though. Rita was the woman who was the bad guy.
Yeah, the witch or...
Yeah, it was a lady. And then there was also like the guy in the tube with the face that the Power Rangers talked to. He was a good guy.
Yeah,
the green thing.
The Wizard of Oz.
It's what it kind of was, but it wasn't. Don't disrespect Power Rangers.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Gordon, right? Something like that?
That sounds right. I think so.
Well.
But I hope you guys got some good stuff out of that interview because we definitely did. But we're moving on
to the countdown. And this week is
Rear Window.
1950, I believe. Alfred Hitchcock movie.
1954.
54.
I love it.
Great movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good movie.
Yeah. It's making me really excited that there's quite a few of his movies on this list, and I don't want to binge them all at the one time. I want to watch them spaced out.
I realized that. I was sitting down. I'm like, I like Alfred Hitchcock movies.
I think they're fantastic. Jimmy Stewart's great. He's in this movie again.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same actor.
Mm-hmm.
And the female lead is Grace Kelly, and she's in another one as well.
I think she's a princess.
But in
real life. No, I don't know what other movie she's in.
I love the way those old timey actors spoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look, see, that's how it's gonna be.
That's called the transatlantic accent, and it was some doctor guy, I think, and he made it up for
newscaster.
No, it's just for people to speak. But the only place it caught on was in Hollywood.
Huh.
So that's why they all have that accent.
I find that awesome, and the whole movie takes place
literally in his apartment. Yeah. There's only one scene where the camera isn't shot from his apartment, and that is when he falls.
Yeah, the last scene.
They're down on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the only scene, I'm pretty sure. Huh. But basically what it is a photographer who works for a magazine like National Geographic, and he travels the world. Yeah. And he has a broken leg, so he's stuck in his apartment in a wheelchair, and
he's just observing the neighborhood. He's looking in people's windows.
It faces like a courtyard, so you can see the back end of every apartment.
Yeah.
And every tenant has a different life, and you see it. There's a young piano player that, from what I got from him, he just wanted people to like his music, but no one ever just sat down and listened to his music. You have
a ballet dancer,
young, who's like every guy's in love with her. You have a newlywed couple,
a family up to the right.
Yeah. A married couple with a dog, another married couple that argue a lot.
Yeah, and he sees something that he thinks is suspicious, and then it turns out to be suspicious.
Mm-hmm. It's the movie Disturbia is very similar in plot to that, where he witnesses something, he's not sure if he really saw it or not. Then what the person he saw do it ends up finding out that he knew, and goes on from there.
Nobody has locks apparently in this world.
No,
everybody
just walks right into his home.
And they walk into theirs, and it doesn't seem to be an issue. But other than that, I love the way it looked, like the sunset scenes with the city.
You could almost tell when he was hidden by the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know, like
when he rolled back to get out of sight and stuff. Yeah, it was very well colorized and stuff. Mm-hmm. The depth of the colors.
Alfred Hitchcock has a cameo in there.
Really? I didn't know
He's
that.
in the piano player's apartment when you first see him.
Huh.
Okay.
There's two men.
One of the okay.
Yeah, he's the older guy.
Interesting. And then the woman that he is dating is like a rich girl.
An actress.
Yeah, she well-to-do, can get anything she wants.
But she's not. There's nothing wrong. Like, he's mean to her.
He's
100%.
really mean to her.
Yeah, like he's a complete asshole to her.
She loves
she doesn't
him.
do anything.
No.
She brings him dinner every night.
Yeah.
She stays with him.
And it's not her fault.
She loves him.
I'm glad we
holds it
agreed on that.
against
That
her.
he's an asshole.
Well,
to
she
her.
proves herself in the end, which is stupid that she has to prove herself. But
Well, and then did you see the final scene when she's sitting on the bed reading a book? She's reading like an adventure book, and she sees that he's sleeping, and she pulls out a Esquire magazine. So she's trying to be interested in his stuff, but she's two different people.
I mean, that's fine. He doesn't get it. Like,
Right.
they can live different lives, but still be happy together. And he is just not having any of it.
Yeah.
she's kind of a baddie too.
Yeah. I mean, she's probably, old right now.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if she's still around.
I don't think so either.
I'm pretty sure she was a princess.
in real life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she died in 1982.
Oy.
Before any of us were born.
Cora's almost there.
Almost.
No, I don't even like with his other movies. I'm not even going to like read descriptions of them. I want to be, because there's always that Hitchcock kind of not twist sometimes, but I want to be surprised when I watch
To be honest, I was on the edge of my seat the almost entire movie.
Yeah.
So very good.
It's funny too. I caught myself laughing.
I'm really happy this list is making us watch these older movies.
Yeah, because I wouldn't watch it.
No. And I was thinking about this earlier. With the older movies, you don't have the special effects capabilities as you do now. You have to rely more on the dialogue and the reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the actual directing.
Yeah. And
there's like visual clues and like things that just by look like they don't need to be said.
Right. They're just filmed so nicely that I think today people's attention spans they want to see the action. They want to see.
They want to be entertained.
Yeah. It's hard to find movies that are just.
It's like a mystery thriller, and the guy never leaves his seat.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and you're not sure until the very end what's going on.
Yeah, like they think something's somewhere, because I'm not trying to ruin it, but in fact it's not what they think. But that goes into something else that proves that they're right, and it just travels along the storyline.
It is cool how everyone is skeptical, and then they see that one piece of evidence. It's different all the time, but and they're fully on board.
Yeah,
because people want to be
like
that detective.
That detective dude, he's like, nah, it's not. He's not a murderer.
Yeah,
and turns out.
What do you know?
All right.
All right.
What do you rate it?
I'm gonna go 8.7.
Wow.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I was gonna go 8.5.
Ooh.
What about you?
I'm gonna go. I'll agree with Shaman. 8.5.
Yeah,
it was solid. I really enjoyed it.
Like you said, I would not have watched this if it was not on the list. So, and I was pleased with the movie. It was well done. It was well directed, and all around it was a good movie. And it's why it's on the list.
I'm a big fan of that guy. But
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart, yeah.
He's in at least a couple others that I know about. Next week we're going to do Paths of Glory, which was 1957.
Path of Glory.
Yeah, after refusing to attack an enemy position, a general accuses the soldiers of cowardice, and their commanding officer must defend them. pretty sure I've seen some of this before. I think it's World War One. And yeah,
you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, it should be a good watch. So,
staying with the old times theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going through a stretch here in the next few movies where they're older.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of them, but we'll get to them.
It's all good. Well, I hope you enjoyed the guest. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Write us, give us some feedback on what you think, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes. See ya.